Okay guys, good morning. I am at the Goodwill Thrift in Boynton Beach. I've been making my first stop this morning. I wanted to touch very quickly upon some issues relative to Roseville pottery. Um, and there are all kinds of informational books and information on the internet about Roseville pottery and how to identify it, but there's pretty much 3 or 4 quick little things that you want to do. I came across this piece here which looks like Roseville pottery. It looks really interesting, but then you take a look at the pottery. The first thing you want to do is look at the bottom, and you see a made in China sticker. That's number one, the first indication of a fake Roseville piece. There were a lot of fake reproductions just in China that were made. Roseville pottery should be stamped on the bottom, and this one is in fact stamped. It's hard to see, but it should say Roseville, USA. There should be a USA on the bottom after the numbers, or in between the numbers and the name Roseville, and there isn't. So that's the second indication of a fake. The next issue with Roseville is that Roseville, the lettering Roseville across the piece should, it's hard to see on this piece here, but, and I'll talk about this again on another video, but Roseville was never written exactly in a straight line. The R of the Roseville was slightly slanted forward and has a very large swoosh underneath. So if you see something that's just straight up with a very small swoosh, it's fake. The S in Roseville on all original pieces was slightly slanted to the right, so you had an S that was slanted to the right, and that's another indication of a fake versus a real. The real ones had the slanted S moving forward with the USA on the bottom. Glazing is another thing. Clearly you can see that the glazing on this is very sloppy. The lines are run over. It has a very kind of matte finish, like a plain, like painted finish. It doesn't have a shiny finish. It should have a shiny finish. There should be a diversion of glazing on the piece to show that it was fired and that the glaze had melted. The detailing on the painting should be much cleaner than this. It's not always perfect on Roseville, but this is clearly just a sloppy painting. Roseville pottery was made out of clay that was always usually a darker brown. So this is a very light beige clay. That's another indication of a fake. And then almost all Roseville pottery was not glazed or painted on the inside. You would see the natural color of clay. So that's another indication. So those are the just quick identifiers to determine real versus fake Roseville. That would be the glazing, the inside coloring, the color of the clay, both inside and on the bottom, the USA, which could be missing. If it's missing, it's probably fake. The way that the Roseville word is written, straight across on a straight line, it would be a fake. The swoosh on the R, you need to look for a long, identifiable swoosh to the R with a little bit of a slant to the R, and the S is always slanted forward in the word Roseville. So those are quick identifiers, and this is just a piece of junk, and it's obviously a pass, but just a quick video here about Roseville, and I'll go into it more in more detail. There was a lot of fake Roseville that was produced, and it was a company out of Ohio, and they used a brown clay, and I'll talk more about Roseville in one of my later videos.